Okay, so forget the usual crypto chatter you hear, Wall Street, Silicon Valley, all that.
Right?
The real story, the one that, well, might actually have this huge, genuine impact, it seems to be unfolding in Africa.
Absolutely. We've got this piece highlighting it, and it's fascinating because, while the West often looks at crypto as like speculation.
Yeah, investment, betting on the next big thing.
Exactly. But our source shows a totally different picture in many parts of Africa. It's driven by necessity, pure and simple.
That's the core of it, isn't it? I mean, think about the situation for so many people there. You've got local currencies facing just extreme inflation.
Where your savings just evaporate.
Right. Losing like a third of their value maybe year on year. And then there's the banking system, often unreliable,
Oh, definitely. We're talking days-long delays sometimes, really high fees, just for basic things like sending money home. It's not abstract for people. It's daily life.
So our mission today is really to dig into why this makes Africa such a critical place for crypto's future, moving past the hype to see the real needs.
And that instability you mentioned, that's the gap crypto is starting to fill. Not as some fancy tech trend, but as a practical tool.
A solution.
Yeah, a solution to very concrete problems.
And we're seeing examples pop up all over, like Nigeria, huge explosion in peer-to-peer Bitcoin trading, just person to person.
And stablecoins too, right? Like USDT.
Exactly. Young entrepreneurs there are apparently using them more and more as like a safer place to hold value compared to the local currency. Sort of dollar-pegged stability.
It makes total sense. And it's that direct utility that's key. It's not about waiting for some future moonshot. It's about how do I protect my money now? Or how do I get paid fairly?
The source even mentioned farmers, I think, in Kenya.
Yeah, Kenya, experimenting with blockchain payment systems.
Which basically cuts out the middlemen, right? Helps them get, fairer prices for their crops directly.
Precisely. And then you have Ghana, which is pretty wild.
What's happening there?
Well, the piece talks about teenagers, literally teenagers with just smartphones trading crypto full-time.
Wow.
Yeah, they're bypassing the need for like traditional jobs, formal bank accounts, even IDs in some cases. It's a whole different world.
That accessibility is, well, it's kind of the point, isn't it? The barriers are just so much lower than traditional finance.
It really demonstrates that democratizing potential people talk about. And it's not just trading, it's sparking actual local innovation.
Right. African startups are building on this. We're seeing really practical stuff.
Like what?
Like blockchain for medical records, secure, accessible.
Yeah.
Or crop insurance using smart contracts.
Oh yeah, the automated agreements.
Exactly. So if rainfall is too low, say, the contract automatically pays out, no complex claims process. And of course, remittances, sending money across borders, cheaper and faster.
Cutting out those expensive middlemen again. And what's striking is how much of this is just happening, organic.
Grassroots level, yeah. It's not some top-down corporate push, mostly.
It's growing fast, but kind of quietly, driven by these real needs on the ground.
It reminds me, even Jack Dorsey, former Twitter CEO.
Oh, right. He's big on Bitcoin.
Yeah, he said something like, Africa will define the future of Bitcoin, which connects directly to this idea, right? Necessity breeding innovation.
It really forces a shift in perspective, doesn't it? You compare the Western view crypto as an asset class, maybe a bit risky.
Speculation, yeah.
To its use in parts of Africa as an essential, almost like survival tech. That's a term someone used.
Survival tech, that hits it right on the head. It's about economic survival, empowerment, finding ways around broken systems.
Exactly.
So yeah, while maybe the big headlines are focused elsewhere, you've got this, well, pretty significant crypto revolution happening in places like Lagos, Nairobi, Accra.
Real fundamental change bubbling up.
So the key takeaway here seems pretty clear.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
In many parts of Africa, crypto isn't really about hitting the jackpot. It's a direct answer to some really tough, ingrained economic problems.
Inflation, access, remittances, all that stuff.
Right. And that need, that necessity, it's pushing innovation and showing what this tech can actually do in the real world. Groundbreaking stuff, really.
It really makes you think, doesn't it? How this adoption, the kind driven by sheer need in Africa, might end up influencing the whole global picture for crypto.
Could it shift the whole conversation away from just, investment charts and speculation?
Towards seeing it more as a tool for stability, for economic access, especially in places facing those big challenges.
It's definitely possible. Something for you, the listener, to chew on long after this deep dive.